What's up, everybody? Welcome to Get Bendy with Coach Alex. Oh wait, no, Let's Get Bendy. That's right. Let's Get Bendy. The other ones get buff. This one's Let's Get Bendy because it's us and we're letting us get bendy. That was a bad joke. I'm sorry. Okay, so if you missed it last time, I went on a 20-minute rant about this thing called PNF stretching, okay? I explained it like crazy, and it was really crazy, and I'm going to start doing it more in class, but not the explaining part, but the actual PNF stretching. Okay, so I have a few new ideas for PNF stretches today. We are going to do them. We're going to work our way through. I'm going to have to explain it just a little bit because it does get a little bit confusing. But yeah, so we're going to start with one familiar one just to remind us what PNF stretching is, and it's because it's one of the easiest ones to remember and the easiest ones to figure out because this stuff can get kind of complicated, all right? So PNF stretching, really quick recap, like really quick, it stands for proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. It means training our muscles to be more flexible by gaining flexibility through strength and gaining strength through flexibility. And if you're like, that makes no sense to me at all, that's fine. Just stretch and join along with me. But this stuff is cool. It gets me excited. I guess you could say I'm a big nerd when it comes to this. I just think it's awesome. Here we go. Let me crab walk away. First stretch we're going to do. Make sure, guys, that you are warmed up. If you have not warmed up, pause this video, and I want you to do 100 jumping jacks. Okay? I'm all warmed up because I just did my Let's Get Buff class where we did 100 somethings. Actually, we did 200 somethings, okay? And if you're confused by what that is, go watch my Let's Get Buff from today, and you will see. All right, so for the butterfly stretch, guys, you are going to be pushing on your knees with your elbows, trying to get your knees to go to the floor. Your feet are going to try to open up like a book. We're going to relax into this for a few seconds, and by a few, I mean like 30 seconds or so. And then we're going to do some PNF stretching, which is where we add a little bit of resistance and build some strength throughout this range of motion, okay? So go ahead, do the butterfly stretch. I'm going to tilt the camera a little bit more and move a little bit closer to you guys so that I don't have to yell as much so you can hear me. And maybe I'm being way too loud anyways, but it doesn't matter to me. Okay, so once I start to count, I'm going to count to 5. When I count to 5, you guys are slowly going to start pushing against your elbows. So that means you're trying to close your knees up, okay? So we're pushing against our elbows, trying to close our knees. Our elbows are stopping our knees. We are not going to push as hard as possible. We're only going to push about 40% effort. If you're really confused by that, it's like a little bit less than half effort. Okay, it's kind of up to you how much this is, but please don't push as hard as you can. You can end up damaging your muscles and injuring yourself, okay? So, again, elbows are staying firm. Knees are pushing into our elbows, so we're trying to close them up, okay? But don't let them close. Here we go. You're going to slowly start doing it. When I get to 5, you're going to hold that push, okay? Don't move anywhere, just hold it. And once we get to 5 again, so I'm going to count 5, then 5. When we get to the end of those 5, you're going to relax, but you're going to keep pushing into the stretch, okay? So here we go. We're holding this stretch for just a little bit more, and then I will start my countdown, and we will start to push. Okay, ready? Here we go. Pushing into our elbows. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You should be pushing into your elbows now, holding firm. Hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax your legs. Let them go loose, and push with your elbows to relax into the stretch. Make sure you're sitting up tall for this one. Okay, we're going to do that one more time. This time, when we do it, you guys need to focus on your breathing. So I want you to take some deep breaths. I'm going to be counting, so that's going to force me to breathe. But you guys might not be counting, so that means that you're not really thinking about it. So this time I want you to focus on your breathing. And again, we're pushing against our elbows, or into our elbows, and our elbows are holding our knees in place. Don't let them move. Okay, start pushing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that push for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, you're going to hold this position just relaxing it, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab onto our toes, and we're going to physically try to make our knees go to the floor with no help from our arms, okay? So that means our knees have to do all the work, or our hips actually are the things doing the work. So you're still here relaxed. Don't start this till I say. But again, your knees are trying to open up. It's like you're trying to open your legs up like a book and get your knees to touch the floor, and you're not allowed to use your hands, you only are allowed to use your knees. So imagine that I'm only this flexible. I'm going to be pushing open like this, okay? But I can hold on my toes for just a little added support, okay? So now, go ahead, grab onto your toes. Again, same thing. We're going to start to open, and then we're going to hold the open. Counts of 5 for each. Here we go. Start to open your legs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them as open as you can for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now relax and put just a little bit of pressure with your elbows. So now your knees are relaxed, your legs are relaxed, and your elbows are doing the work. And we're going to do it one more time where our legs do the work and our elbows do nothing, okay? So go ahead, grab on your toes, and we're going to start to push for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now you're holding that push for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax one more time. So elbows are doing the work, knees are not. Holding it there for just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, shake out your legs. Okay, so what did we just do? That is called PNF stretching. It's applying resistance, and it's also trying to go further into the stretch using only the muscles and the muscles around the muscles we are stretching, okay? So when we do the butterfly stretch, you stretch the inside of your leg here. When we try to open the butterfly stretch with no arms, and we try to do it with just our legs, we're actually squeezing our glutes and this side of our leg here to try to open it up, and that's what's stretching here. Now, when we push against our elbows here, what we're doing is we're actually using the muscles that we have been stretching to try to close, okay? Close everything up. So now those muscles that were just getting stretched are working really hard. And this is going to develop some strength within our flexibility. And that's what it's all about. Cool. Moving on. Again, if you didn't see my last one about PNF, you can go watch it. I'm going to not explain it as in depth on this one, but we are still going to do it. Okay, next one, something that is a little bit familiar to you guys, perhaps. We're going to work on some splits, but we're going to do a few PNF stretching for the splits. Okay, so I'm going to stand up tall. I'm going to have to change my camera angle here so you guys can see me. All right, we're going to do a standing, we're going to do our quad stretch. So what's the quad? Quad is this front part of your leg here, okay? It is the muscles above your knee connected to your hip. There's like 4 or so. I don't know. I'm not a anatomy person, but there's a good amount of them. I think there's 4. Yeah, that's why it's called quad. Okay, anyways, we're going to do this stretch here. What it is you stand on one foot, you grab onto your ankle, and you're going to hold your leg up. So I have the same arm here. So it's my right leg and my right arm, and I'm trying to bring my foot towards my butt. Okay, so I'm squeezing it in. If you need to hold on to something for balance, go ahead, grab a wall, a friend, a cat, a dog, something, okay? So you're holding yourself up, standing on one foot. Your goal is to stay in one place. So if you're hopping all over the place, cut it out, go find a wall, and hold yourself in one place, okay? Because you cannot do the PNF stretching unless you're standing still. All right. So let's see if I can do this with nothing to balance against. Start stretching just like this, okay? So you're going to pull your leg up. You should feel it start to stretch in the front. If you don't feel like it's stretching that much, make sure you're standing up tall and you're not crouched over like this, bending at the hips. Straighten everything out here, okay? Now, while you're doing this, while you're stretching this, I'm going to explain the 2 things we're going to do. Number 1 is we are going to try to bring our foot to the floor. So that means I'm going to go boom and kick my foot down towards the floor, but my hand is going to stop it. That's the resistance number one, okay? So I'm trying to open my leg up, but my hand stops my leg from moving, okay? And again, this is not a full force thing. It is a little bit less than half your effort here, okay? The second thing we're going to do is we are going to hold ourselves here, but then we're going to try to squeeze our foot towards our bum without the help of our hand, okay? And the way that that's actually going to work is we're going to be holding here, and you're going to try to get your foot to come away from your hand. So your foot's trying to go towards your bum, okay? And it's trying to come out of your hand. All right, but sometimes, let me see if you can see this, okay? So I'm here, and I'm going to try to bring my foot out of my hand. What we can do is we can use our hand to make sure it really stays there, but I really want you to squeeze this muscle in the back of your leg by closing your leg like this really hard, okay? But we'll just do it right there, squeezing it, trying to pull it tight. All right? So these are the two things we're going to be doing while we do this quad stretch. Now you guys should have been doing this stretch while I explained it. So here we go. So starting now, I'm going to count to 5. Again, we're going to start pushing down towards the floor with our leg, holding it in place with our hand. When we get to 5, you're holding that push. Ready? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that push, trying to open your leg up, trying to kick it to the floor, but your hand's not letting it. 3, 2, 1, and relax, but still hold the stretch. You're no longer pushing. Okay? We'll do that one more time. Here we go. Pushing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding that push for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. We're going to hold this here for 10 seconds, just about. And then we're going to try to squeeze our foot towards our bum using our leg, not pulling with our arm, okay? I can yank it in with my arm all day, but I want to pull with my leg, so I'm squeezing this muscle here, trying to squish my calf. If you could imagine that there's something in between your leg here, and you're trying to hold it tight, okay? Here we go. Same thing, building up and squeezing for 5, and then holding that squeeze. Ready? Here we go. 5, 4, squeeze that leg. Try to bring your knee towards the back here, okay? 3, 2, 1. Hold that squeeze. Squeeze your bum. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Just hold your leg there. And we're going to do that one more time, okay? And then we'll relax one more time. So if you guys didn't pick up on it, we're relaxing in between each one for about 10 seconds, but staying in the stretch. Here we go. Squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax and just stretch for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, hopefully that wasn't too confusing. Let's do the other side. I know this stuff is really weird. We won't do it all the time, but it is super, super helpful, okay? So I really wanted to explain it to you guys and do it. So we're now stretching the other leg. You should feel the stretch in your quad, which is the front of your leg here. Okay? Holding it here for just a little bit longer, and then we'll get into the proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation stretching that we've been talking about, PNF. Okay, remember, our first thing we're doing is we're trying to open our leg up. That means bring our foot back to the floor, but our hand is not letting it, okay? Again, it's only a half effort thing. Do not try your hardest, just about half or a little bit less than half of the effort you need, okay? Here we go. For 5, you're starting to push. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that push. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax and just stretch. Okay, you're holding your leg up. We're doing this quad stretch. Stay with me. Okay, stay balanced. Please make sure you're balanced for this. And now we're going to squeeze it one more, or we're going to push it one more time, trying to get your foot to the floor. for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that push. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to try to squeeze our foot towards our bum using only the leg muscles, okay? This one is a bit confusing. That's why I started with butterfly, because it makes a little bit more sense. This one is a little strange, okay? But basically, you're trying to do this stretch with only your leg, not with your hand, okay? But your hand is just there to make sure it stays up, because sometimes when we do it with just our leg, it's not really trying as hard as we can. But the idea is you're holding your foot in your hand, right? You're trying to get your foot to come out of your hand. So you're trying to lift it past your hand, okay? It probably won't leave your hand, but you can certainly try, right? All right, here we go. So you're starting to squeeze your leg, squeeze your bum. Try to bring your foot towards your bum for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax into the stretch. We're going to do it one more time, and then we will relax one more time, and then we're going to move on to the next stretch. Okay? All right. And now squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold the squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now we have just, fallen off balance. We have just built some strength and flexibility within our quad. Our body is a little bit more familiar with what that will feel like, okay? I have one more stretch for us today. So again, with this PNF stretching, you kind of target specific things, and you won't do like a huge range of things. We target specific things, and you really work on building strength and stability throughout the flexibility, and then you are bendier, okay? And if you're confused, go watch my other video. It'll explain it. All right. Okay, this next one, we're gonna do our lunge stretch to start our hands, a lunge stretch to start our split, but we're gonna do the hamstring stretch, which is when we have our leg in front straight, okay? So like so. I put my left knee down, my right leg out, but I'm gonna straighten my front leg, and I'm gonna lean forward here, okay? And I start to stretch the back of my leg, way under here, and that's where I'm feeling my stretch for this one, okay? So we already stretched our quad, now we're gonna stretch this part, okay? Those are the two parts of our legs that are stretched the most when we do our splits, so it's really important to stretch those out individually before we go for a split, okay? Now, please go ahead into this stretch, and you're just gonna relax into it, okay? And now let me explain the two resistance things we're gonna do. Number one, we're gonna use the ground, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to push our heel, so this part of your foot, into the ground, okay? So you're trying to close your legs. So if I was standing up, right, I'm like this, stretching, I'm gonna try to close my legs. But the ground doesn't let me, okay? So I'm pushing my foot down into the ground, okay? That's number one. Number two is I'm gonna try to lift my foot up off the ground, okay? So I'm lifting off the ground, all right? Those are the two resistance stretches we're gonna do. The PNF, okay? So relax into the stretch. When I count, again, you guys should be familiar by now. Counting to 5, you're starting to push, then 5, hold, and then 10, relax, okay? Ready? We're gonna push down into the ground to start. Here we go, start pushing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that push. Remember, don't push too hard. It's just a half effort or a little bit less than half effort thing. 3, 2, 1, and relax into the stretch. Again, we're not in a full split. We just have this leg straight, stretching the back of our leg. We're gonna do that one more time, okay? Point your toes and push your foot into the ground for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that push, so you're pushing it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax, just holding the stretch. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to count. We're going to start to try to lift our foot up off the ground. If your foot does not come off the ground, that doesn't matter. It actually shouldn't, but you should try to get it off the ground, okay? Lean forward into it as you do it, all right? Trying to lift your foot off the ground. Then hold that lift, and then we'll relax into the stretch, and we'll do it again, okay? Here we go. Start to lift your foot, or try to lift your foot. It probably won't come up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then hold that lift, okay? See, my foot is not coming off the ground because I'm still stretching. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax into the stretch. Now, guys, if you're like this and you're coming up and you're lifting your foot, that's not correct. Your foot should actually not come off the ground, but you should be trying your hardest to get it off of the ground, okay? That means you're still leaning forward. If you lean forward like this and you can lift your foot off the ground, you're not doing it right, okay? Lean into the stretch, then try to lift, all right? It won't come up, but it'll start to feel like you're trying, okay? We're going to do that one more time. Here we go. Lift your foot. Start lifting your foot for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax into the stretch. The laptop's going to go flying. Keep holding that stretch for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is windy today. Oh, man. My laptop almost went flying. It went flying earlier in a different class, okay? Cool. Let's do the other leg now. You know how it works. We can get right into it. So this time I'm putting my left leg forward, my right leg down on my knee, straighten up my left leg, lean into the split. We're going to warm this split up a little bit, stretching it out, holding this position. So normally what we'll do is about 30 seconds of a normal stretch, 10 seconds of a resistance, 10 seconds rest, 10 seconds resistance, 10 seconds rest, and repeat again, but with the opposite. So we're doing a push and a pull, okay? And that's the end of the stretch. So you end up with a little bit more than a minute, actually more like a minute and a half worth of the stretch on each thing, okay? And it's going to help a lot. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to push our foot into the ground. Start pushing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that push for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax into the stretch. And now we're going to do that one again, okay? We're pushing into the floor, okay? All right, start pushing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the push. Remember, it's only half strength. Here we go. For 3, 2, 1, and relax into the split. I may or may not have just found a tick. I'm not sure. If you are outside, please be aware of ticks. They are dangerous and bad for you. Check yourself for ticks. Whenever you go outside, they love the grass. Believe it or not. I have a huge field out behind my yard, and I get more ticks in my backyard on the grass than I do out in the field, okay? Alright, next one we're going to do is we're going to lift our foot up off the ground, okay? So we're lifting our foot. It's not actually lifting, we're just trying to lift it, okay? And start trying to lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold that lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Okay, we got one more of these and one more relax, alright? One more lift, one more hold and lift, and then one more relax. And then we can do the normal split stretch if we feel like it. Here we go. Start to lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then hold that lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax for the last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Shake out your legs a little bit. They should be a little, stressed because we've put that stress on them, but in a good way. Okay, I'm going to do one more stretch, or two more stretches, sorry. I'm going to do my left leg split and my right leg split. I'm going to hold each for 30 seconds. We will not do any PNF for this, but there certainly is PNF you can do for the split stretch. There's pretty much PNF stretching you can do for about any stretch you can think of, okay? And we're going to explore more of those as we go. I'm going to start my timer. We're going to do 30 seconds on one leg, switch, and do 30 seconds on the other, okay? Here we go. This will be the last two stretches. I know this class is a little bit longer than normal. So go ahead and slide down as far as you can into your split. Keep your hips square. That means don't turn open like this. Keep everything closed. Rotate your hip. Your back hip should rotate forwards. Your front hip here should rotate backwards. Hope that makes sense to you. If it doesn't, then you probably don't need to know about it just yet. But here we go. Holding this for 30 seconds. Try to stay balanced if you're up like me. If you want, you can reach forwards and hold that stretch there. I like to sit up tall because it helps evenly stretch. When I sit forwards, I feel like it puts too much stretch here and not enough on my back leg, which is actually where I'm least bendy, is in the back leg. I have a pretty good pike, but I do not have a good quad flexibility. Split. I don't have a good split. Okay, for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on out. That was 30 seconds. We'll switch to the other leg. Remember, the square hips, okay? So if you can turn and face your hips sideways, that is not square. They should be facing forwards, all right? Let's slide down into our split, holding it there. Again, my split is not great, but I'm working on it. We're getting there. We're going for 30 seconds, guys. This should be pretty intense. You guys should be actively being in a split. So you're not just hanging out in a split, not doing anything. You should be feeling the stretch, okay? If you're not feeling it, then you're not really trying, and then it's not really worth it, okay? Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on out, nice and easy. Woo. Wow. What a class. What a class. Okay, guys. This has been my second class talking about PNF stretching. If you watched the other one, you probably noticed I'm wearing the same stuff because I filmed them back to back. Pranks on you. But anyways, please, if it didn't make sense to you at all, comment below and be like, Coach Alex, what are you talking about? This doesn't make sense. And also, check out the description. I'm going to add the link to the PNF page that I read most recently. It's not the only thing I've ever seen on it, but is the one that I've read most recently. Has some really cool information on there, so you can get what I'm talking about, okay? Do not do these PNF stretches every time you stretch. It's not that, it's not that type of a workout. So if you stretch, 3 times a day, it's probably best not to do PNF stretches. If you stretch once a week, you can do PNF every time, okay? You gotta let your muscles relax a little bit when you're doing this type of stretching, because the stretching actually can damage you or can hurt you, all right? Now, I know some people work out every day, and that's a little bit different. Just be careful with the PNF stretching. Don't try too hard, all right? Because that's how you end up hurting yourself. It's when you try too hard with it, all right? It's a very, it's a tricky thing we're working with here, flexibility. And some people are bendier than others, and I'm just trying to get bendy, so I hope you guys are trying to get bendy. Thank you for watching. Let's Get Bendy with Alex. That's me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Comment below. Let me know what you like about the class. Let me know what you don't like about the class. I don't get any comments, and I barely get any views. Tell your friends. Do these stretch workouts. Do the strength workouts with the Let's Get Buff. Please. I need friends. I don't have any. All right, thanks, guys. See you next time.